Hey guys, it's Limited Llama back for another Sorare MLB video. Today I'm going to be talking about how my teams are doing, which is not very well, and then I'm also going to be talking about some roster moves that I'm going to be making in order to be more competitive in the upcoming weeks. So real quick status check on my teams. Not doing too hot, as you can see. About middle of the pack for both of them, which is not going to get you any cards. So because of that, I decided I need better teams, so I actually went ahead and added another $30 to the account, which should be enough to get me some decent players, hopefully. So the positions that I obviously really need to fill is relief pitcher, because right now I'm using a silver common guy, and then an outfielder. But I also want to get a couple other starting pitchers, maybe just one or two other starting pitchers, and then I also want to get I think another center infielder, or another corner infielder, and then maybe another middle infielder, just because I want to be able to base who I'm playing on how many games they have. So for example, if the Cleveland Guardians are playing 3 games, but I don't know, the Angels are playing 4, it might be better to play a player who's going to be playing in 4 games as opposed to 3. So I went ahead, and for the past hour or so, I've been doing some research on some good players who are value prices. So again, I've been using the expected weighted on-base average stat, and you can find that over at StatCast. So this is one of the players I'm thinking about. You can see their expected weighted on-base average, and that's also right here. So 379 is his expected weighted on-base average. And then I was going through looking at the expected statistics leaderboard, both for batting and for pitching. And then you can sort it by position. So for example, if you wanted to see catchers sorted by expected weighted on-base average, you can see Will Smith is the best catcher this year by that stat. So based on that, I came up with a couple of players who the total is 2677. So I've got 2 outfielders, and then I've got a couple relief pitchers, another starting pitcher who I think is pretty solid, Jesus Luzardo. Then I've got Jose Abreu, who I think is a pretty good deal at $892. He's quite the stud over in the White Sox. And then Danny Jansen, who's a catcher. So we got a corner infielder, middle infielder, starting pitcher, couple relief pitchers, and couple outfielders. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the process of actually purchasing these guys. These were the prices when I last checked. Hopefully we can still snag them for that price. So we got Austin Slater, first one up on the docket. Austin Slater. Then we'll go over here, sorted by lowest price, so you can see 190 still matches. So we'll just go ahead and click buy, and you can see thankfully Sorare pays all the gas fees. So basically all I do is just click the buy, and $1.90 is paid. And don't steal my password, please. And there we go. We got Austin Slater, so that one's been bought. Next up is Jock Peterson. I think this is actually a crazy good deal. $247 for Jock Peterson. Whoops, guess I didn't have to go back here. I want to look at his stats real quick after I get him pulled up. Jock Peterson, let me make sure it's still, yeah, $247. So if we go over to Jock Peterson and we pull up his stats, he is actually raking in hits this year, and his expected stats are actually crazy. Top exit velocity, his expected weighted on-base average is in the 95th percentile. He's just barreling up balls. Top expected slugging percentage. So he's really doing well. We can see expected slugging is really top 4% of the year, or top 4% of the league. So he's really quite the steal at 247. If you look at the leaderboards for expected statistics, all of the players that are around him, I think he's either a left fielder or right fielder. Let's check. Yeah, so right here, he's second as left fielders. All of these other players are something like $30. So I'm not really sure how he's just 247. He was on the injured list for a little bit for a concussion, but he's off of that. So I'll go ahead and snag him for 247. Still don't steal my password. Okay, got him. So both outfielders now have been snagged, so we'll be in a good spot going forward. And then I need the relief pitchers. So Andres Munoz, let me look at him, explain why I went with him. He has a really high strikeout rate and expected ERA. So we can see super low expected ERA, 99th percentile, and then 99th percentile in strikeouts. And he is dirt cheap as well. Andres Munoz. Yeah, 266, is that what I had him at? Yep, so nobody's bought him. Go ahead and buy him at 266. All right. Bought him there. And then Jason Adam was the other guy I had. Let's see, Jason Adam. He also has a really low expected, look at this, all red, that is crazy. Incredibly good numbers for the year. Super low expected ERA, pretty high strikeout percentage. Another thing that I'm looking at when looking here is strikeouts get you extra points in the way the system scores points. So if I have a pitcher that gets a lot of strikeouts, that's going to be a lot of points. But also, obviously, not giving up runs is also crucial. And Jason Adam is definitely doing that. So you can see Jason Adam at 152. What a steal. That is crazy. Look at this. All red, and how is he 152? I guess there's just a lot of relief pitchers. Either that or nobody knows about this guy. Next up is Jesus Luzardo. Obviously, starting pitchers are going to be more expensive, but Jesus Luzardo, he's doing pretty well, pretty good expecting batting average, pretty good expected ERA. Kind of concerning, his hard hit percentile and exit velocity are kind of up there, so you might have some games where he gives up a lot of homers, but on average, his expected ERA is pretty good. He also pitches in this next week, like this next session, and I needed a pitcher for that session. So I'll go ahead and grab him. He's actually like one of the most expensive players I'm buying other than Jose Abreu, but I think it's going to be worthwhile with that super low expected ERA. He's racking in 23 points per game as well. So go ahead and grab him. All right. We've bought him. Next up is Jose Abreu, who again is just absolute stud over at first base. 892 is that what I had him at? Yeah. So Jose Abreu, pretty. He's been a solid player for a long time. Just a good player to have on your team, and honestly, a player that I think is kind of cheap at 892. Players with his comp are going for a lot more than that. You see high exit velocity, high hard hit, high expected weighted on base average. So 892, compare that to other players in that percentile, and it's not too bad of a deal. So we'll go ahead and snag him at 892. And then Danny Jansen is the last guy. Danny Jansen. 228. Let's see, is that what I had him at? Yep. And I guess I'll explain him real quick. What I did to find Danny Jansen was I wanted a middle infielder who was scoring a decent amount of points per game and was pretty cheap. So I went through position, clicked middle infielder, catcher, shortstop, second base, and then did average score above 7. So that's how I went ahead and did that. And then hopefully I have enough for this. Let's see. Okay, let's refresh because it doesn't. Let's see, 209. Oh, tragic. We are 12 cents off buying Danny Jansen. Well, I guess we won't get him this time. That's all right. He was mostly a backup in case Ahmed Rosario was injured or wasn't playing a lot of games. So we don't necessarily need him right now. But I'm also going to go ahead and start up my limited all-star roster for next week. This is going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so August 12th through the 14th. And I'm going to be pitching Jesus Luzardo and Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen, he's now going for like $15. I checked recently. I snagged him for like $5. Feel pretty good about that. So we'll get Jesus Luzardo. We're going to get Andres Munoz, I think, as the relief pitcher. He's got 3 games. Jason Adam also has 3, but Andres Munoz has more strikeouts. Corner infielder, we're going to go with Jose Ramirez here, even though Jose Abreu is very good. We might end up playing him as an extra, but we'll go with Jose Ramirez there. We're going to get Ahmed Rosario here because I guess we could actually get William Contreras as well. But actually, yeah, William Contreras is playing 4 games. However, he's also playing catcher. So I think I'm going to go with William Contreras. Outfielder, Jack Peterson, again, absolute stud. And then here we're going to go with Jose Abreu as the extra. And then the flex is going to be my other pitcher. So we've successfully made an all limited lineup. Oh, never mind. Jose Ramirez is not limited, but he's also racking in 10 points per game. So, and then I'm also going to go ahead and register a common all-star team. So none of these people are pitching, which is great. I guess we'll just go ahead and pick you. Sure, Alexis Diaz, Matt Chapman, Travis d'Arnaud, just click the top guy, I guess, Luke Voigt, and then, sure, Zach Plesac. And then we're also going to go ahead and register wait, can I register one for both of these? Let's delete my common lineup. I kind of forgot this limited pro is now a new category, basically, where you use 5 limited players, but if you win, if you get in the top 250, you actually have a chance to get a rare card. So if I have enough players, I guess I'll run a lineup here. Although clearly it's not going to score any points since none of these players are starting. So actually I'm just going to go ahead and go with common because there's a chance I can get another common player who maybe is worthwhile. So I'll go through there, and then I'll also go through and train some of these guys. We'll train up you, get some training on you. So what training does is it essentially levels these players up. So if I go over to my cards, you can see each of them has this level. Oh, this player's level 1, so you don't see it super well. But if I go over to Jose Ramirez, for example, they have this level. So they start off at level 0, and then as they play in games, they score XP, and then that levels them up. And for every level, they get half a percentage more. So, for example, if Jose Ramirez was level 1, he would be at plus 5.5% points. So by registering players in the training pack, you can actually get them XP for down the road. So I guess I'll see if I have enough people. I don't have enough people to register 2 training teams, but that's all right. We have 1 training team, 1 common team, and then 1 limited team, and the limited team is absolute studs. Hopefully this can get me enough points to actually get another limited card, which would be awesome. I think that's all I've got for this video. Tomorrow I'll walk through how my teams did, which, spoiler, it's not going to be very good. And then I'll also open the common card that I got on video. So that should be a fun time. Hope you'll join me again tomorrow. See you then.